Xerxes prepared a huge banquet at his palace in the capital city of Susa. He invited all of his important ministers. The celebration went on for 7 nights and included a great deal of drinking and feasting. A prominent judge named Mordecai, a Jewish resident of the city, attended the banquet. Mordecai is respected for his wisdom and his learning. He speaks several languages in this empire of many peoples and cultures.
Where is Vashti, my queen, the most beautiful woman in all my kingdom? Send for her now. I want all my guests to see how beautiful she is.
Queen Vashti is hosting a banquet for the ladies of the kingdom.
Let them feast without her. Send for my beautiful queen now. So it will be. Banish Vashti from the palace immediately. Remove her crown. Take away all of her rich clothes and precious jewels. Vashti is no longer the queen of my domain. Send her into the streets to beg for her food.
But sire, what shall you do for the queen? The queen must provide heirs for the majesty.
Send this message to all the 127 provinces of Persia. Let the governors of the farthest of my domains be notified. The king will choose a new queen from among the most beautiful women of Persia. All of these women are summoned to my palace to be inspected by my officials. I shall choose the most beautiful woman for my queen.
Mordecai went home from the banquet after Queen Vashti's banishment with a heavy heart. He knew that the king was often quick-tempered in his actions and not very sensible in his judgments. He also knew that his cousin, Hadassah, an orphan who lived in his home, was known to be the most beautiful girl in the city. The king had already sent messengers ordering every beautiful woman to be summoned to his palace. When he went home, he talked to his cousin.
Hadassah, my beloved cousin, Queen Vashti has been banished for her disobedience to King Xerxes. All of the beautiful women of Persia have been summoned for inspection by the king's servants. He will choose a new queen from among the women. You must choose your Jewish name and take the Persian name Esther, because you are as beautiful as Esther, the morning and evening star. You must not tell the attendants at court that you are Jewish. Some will want to harm you because of your race and our different customs and beliefs.
I will do as you say, Mordecai, but no king will choose me, and I do not wish to be a queen. And others will be far more beautiful than me.
I fear for you, Esther, but you must be strong.
Esther spent several months living with other young women who had been summoned. She made many friends because of her kindness and modesty. Each night, one woman was dressed in rich clothes, decorated with expensive jewelry, and carefully made up to enhance her beauty. Every young woman was rejected by the king. He became more irritated and difficult with each passing week. Several months after her arrival, Esther was summoned by the servants to meet King Xerxes. She refused all of the fine fabrics but insisted on wearing a simple white dress. She wore no jewelry or makeup and only a single rose in her long black hair. She went to meet the king by walking through the 7 hallways that led to his residence, a passageway no one could use without permission.
Truly, you are a vision from the gods. What is your name?
I am called Esther, from the morning star.
The king stood up with his arms folded. Esther folded her arms and faced him. A rose petal fell from her hair. The king picked it up and put it on her cheek. She took it and placed it in a curl of his hair.
How beautiful you are, your majesty. You should wear roses too.
No star in all the heavens shines with your perfect beauty. You are the most beautiful woman in the world. You shall be my queen. Wear this crown as your own.
Not long after the wedding, Mordecai was walking through the hallways of the palace on business and hoping to see his cousin when he overheard 2 servants plotting to assassinate the king with poisonous food. Mordecai sent a message to Esther telling her of the plot so she could warn the king. Esther warned Xerxes, and the plot was foiled. Mordecai's warning was recorded in the king's diary that was often read to him at night. At this time, Haman became the new prime minister of the empire. He was very arrogant and expected all of the other ministers, judges, and servants to bow down before him, which was a common Persian custom. Haman was walking by Mordecai in the courtyard one day when he passed Mordecai, who refused to bow his head.
You, what is your name? Why do you not bow your head and respect as all others do?
Prime Minister, I am a Jew. I bow to no man.
This is outrageous. I will have none of this. Next time we meet, you must bow. Do you hear me?
I hear your words, but I do not break faith with my people. We bow only to our God.
Several times they met, and each time Mordecai refused to bow his head to the ground. Finally, Haman met with the king, who was occupied playing a card game with several officials. As usual, he did not wish to be bothered with any business of the kingdom.
Sire, there are many people of the Jewish race scattered throughout our great empire. They set themselves apart from all others and refuse to obey our laws and customs. The disrespect of the Jews can no longer be tolerated. They must be killed until the last person, men, women, and children alike.
Fine. You may do whatever you desire. I'm busy at the moment.
He went home and rolled dice to determine the best date for the destruction of all Jews in the Persian Empire. The date rolled was several months in the future. He also had a scaffold made for the hanging of Mordecai, whose refusal to bow considered both an insult and an embarrassment. The Jews soon informed of the death sentence, and many tried to flee. Others went into mourning and prayed for deliverance. Mordecai sent a message to Esther asking her to intercede with the king, even though she was never permitted to interrupt the king or seek his company without his consent. If she did try to see him, it would be an act of disobedience punishable by banishment. Esther spent 3 days in the deep praying and fasting. Then she disobeyed the rules and walked through the 7 hallways that led to the king's quarters.
Sir, why do you enter my quarters? You have not been summoned, but you truly are as beautiful as the morning star. Whatever you wish is yours, even if it is half of my kingdom. I can deny you nothing.
Your Supreme Majesty, my wish is not for myself, but for my people. You have issued an order that all of the people of my race, the Jews, are to be killed. I have been informed by my cousin Mordecai, the judge, the same person who warned you of an assassination attempt. Banish me if you wish, kill me if you must, but save my people who are both innocent.
Who has issued such a despicable order?
Your Prime Minister, Haman, used your signet ring to order all of the Jews in the realm to be killed on the 13th day of the 12th month.
This person is only a woman and not even a Persian princess at that. For her disobedience, she should be banished or killed.
Moved towards Esther with his fist raised, but Esther stood her ground ready to be beaten.
No one will slay my Esther or the Jews in my kingdom. Guards, seize Haman. I hear he has augmented a scaffold near his house. Let him hang from his own noose. Let him die on his own gallows. Esther, summon your cousin Mordecai.
Esther soon returned with Mordecai, who had waited in the courtyard.
Mordecai, loyal servant of the king, you will be the new prime minister. Send messages by the fastest horses throughout my kingdoms. No Jews are to be killed. Those Jews who are attacked can defend themselves even against the soldiers of the empire.
The sons of Haman were powerful, and some of the governors did not obey their king's orders. Many street battles were fought across the empire. Even in the capital city of Susa, the battles went on for days, but not in the end. The Jews survived the attacks and continued to live in the empire and serve its kings until it was destroyed by other conquering warlords.